Colin here. Before I walk you through what actually happens when you decide to buy a home in Mexico, I just want to clear up one big myth right from the start, okay? And I hear this from other people's videos. I hear it all the time, and I've seen videos about it. I'm checking this out, and I'm going, what? What are you talking about? The myth is that anybody, it's the Wild West, and anyone can just hang up a shingle, call themselves a realtor, and boom, they're a realtor. And you know, you have no training like you do up north, and no courses, no nothing. That couldn't be farther from the truth, especially here in Baja, California. Baja California, sir, to legally practice real estate here, you have to be a licensed realtor, licensed by the state, by the Secretary of Tourism, okay? And to get that license, you need to be AMPI certified, AMPI certified. That stands for the Association Mexicana de Profesionales Inmobiliarios, okay? And that certification requires passing a formal course. And a certification, okay, it takes a week long. You know, it covers real estate brokerage transactions. I took that course myself. I took it in Spanish. And, you know, yeah, so, you know, it's not offensive, but I almost take offense when people say that, because no, people here, there's not a bunch of realtors that don't have it running around. There was a time when it was sure, when Mexico was way more the Wild West, but it's just not like that anymore. It's not a cowboy system. You have to take this course. You have to be licensed, and there you go. So with that in context, let me walk you through what actually happens once you decide to buy a home here. It's far more normal and uneventful than what people expect. So let's say, okay, boom, you decide you want the property, you've looked at it, but you got your short list, you've educated in the market, you've got it figured out, you know what you want, let's go. Okay, so at this point, you know, a clear decision has been made. You understand your budget, your location, what matters to you. You're buying this property, and your reasons are your reasons. It's not you're ready to go. Most serious buyers are very clear once they get to that stage, right? We've got an offer that prepare, you know, that meets all your criterias. And it's much just like an offer up north, the same thing. You put in your price, you put in your terms, and that's just the way it goes. There's nothing exotic or chaotic about it at all. You know, they get batted back and forth a lot of times. Sometimes an offer just gets accepted. You know, it's just based on the property. It's just like anywhere else. There's no secret to it, nothing about it. Once it gets accepted, which generally happens pretty quickly, right? You know, usually I don't put a week on it. We put, you know, I've seen deals where we give them a few days, okay, but usually it's, you know, the next day or something like that. Give them a day or day and a half to look at it. Property gets accepted, okay, and then it's time to go through the legal review, get the you know, verification and compliance checks. If it's raw land, you're going to get a survey, so you know that you're actually buying the land that is on the, you know, in the deal, on the deed. Make sure you go see the pins in the ground. I know people have, in the past, this is what happens when you don't have good representation. People have bought things and it wasn't even what they thought. So, you know, you always get representation, and you get so when you're buying land, it needs to be surveyed. That's one. For two, you get a title searches, and you know that the land that you're buying is free of liens and encumbrances and all that sort of thing. So you get the lawyer involved, and they start this process, and then, you know, choose a notario. The notario gets involved because they're the only ones that have the legal authority to transfer the property. And then I hear all the time, there's a whole bunch of misconceptions what notarios are. They're up north, they're signature verifiers. Down here, notarios are actually lawyers, and they're lawyers that they don't just apply to be a notario. Maybe they say they're applying, they're available, but they're actually appointed by the state as more are needed. So it's like almost like a judge appointment. It is like somebody that's a very connected, very qualified lawyer who has the skills that gets appointed as a notario by the state. And yeah, so once, notarios are very, right, Mexico is very conservative and careful at this stage, which protects everyone involved, and the notarios don't mess around. They are, it's prestigious to be one. They're appointed. They take their work very seriously. Okay? Now, once the signatures have been done, you get the lawyers involved, and this next phase involves a lot of waiting. And it doesn't mean anything's gone wrong, but, these deals, just had one. We were hoping it was going to get done in a month, and it couldn't. And Christmas came along, and now it's 2 months. It's going to be. So waiting is a normal thing, and you'll learn that about Mexico. You just enjoy the days as they come, and you're going to be doing some waiting. And if you can't handle that, then maybe Mexico isn't for you, right? If you're just so uptight that you just have to have everything right now, you're going to have a hard time blending in here. I'm just being honest, okay? Now, it doesn't mean anything's gone wrong. Everything is happening. Legal processes take time. And, this part is quite normal, really. You wait, and then, the documents, they all get in place, whether it's new fideicomisos or transfers for titles. The fideicomisos have to be applied for, right? Everything moves a little slower. Even with a Mexican deal, it takes time to get everything in place to transfer the title. And the notarios, a lot of times they're very busy, and there's only so many of them, and it just takes a while. So, there's a lot of waiting, and then, on closing day, documents get signed, funds are transferred, and most closings, honestly, are just surprisingly anticlimactic. And I suppose that's a good thing, right? Who this process works really well for is people that are patient, realistic, and comfortable letting professionals do their jobs. If you don't expect the process to be dramatic, which it usually isn't, you're going to have no problems, right? If this kind of calm, realistic explanation is helpful, that's exactly what this channel is for, right? I just want you to know how it works. It's a pretty straightforward process. It's really just a few extra steps, and it takes maybe a little more time, but I've bought property up in Canada and in the United States. I've bought property, and it took a long time for it to come through. It's really not a lot different here. It's just some extra steps. All those steps are happening behind the scenes. That's where the lawyers and the notarios are working on, right? And then, like I say, it's all pretty anticlimactic in the end. Is if you're going through the process the way it's supposed to be and the way it's meant to be done, it's really pretty boring. I was thinking about making this video. I said, it's going to be awful boring, and it kind of is. But subscribe if you want honest, experience-based information about living in La Paz. No hype, no fear. I'm not. There's no clickbait. I'm dead against that kind of thing. So please, let me say from the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching. If you're interested, I'm just going to keep making videos that talk about the lifestyle in Baja, the Mexican lifestyle, how things are in Baja, La Paz real estate, Cabo real estate, East Cape, West Cape, all the different scenarios. It's really, really diverse here in Baja. It's a wonderful place to live. I just really love sharing my experiences and what things are like down here. So, if you want the real goods, I'm going to give you the real goods. It's not always sweet sunshine and butterflies like this one, but, you need to know that, the truth, right? And it's not the Wild West. Anyways, thank you so much for listening. Now I'm rambling. We'll see you on the next one, hopefully. Okay? Have a great evening, morning, wherever you may be. Thanks. Colin signing out.